Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Well, notice people are not liking those Mirror Nikki reviews. What's your problem, people? People who doing this? Fuck you. Pass that on. No, didn't mean to do that. But anyway, people doing this, come on. I just don't want you. Anyway, Fairy Tail. I was supposed to do this during the weekend, Saturday, Friday, but I didn't get a chance to. Okay. So, Fairy Tail episode 124. Oh, by the way, just a heads up. Next week, filler. But it's an interesting time. So this is basically, the name of this episode was 7-year gap. Pretty much what transpires in this episode is a lot of interesting kind of things. Everybody's having fun in the guild now. Everybody's back. A lot of things has changed. Everybody's, Romeo's there, and he's telling Natsu different fires that he acquired because magic that he can use, fire type. His father's magic, and he's learned a few others from the guy from Phantom Lord. Remember him? That fought Natsu. He's learning him from him, and so on and so forth. And Makarov's there, and he's talking to Makao and saying how you're the fourth master now, and you can handle things, and you need my help. Trying to get out of it. And Lucy's examining this, and Biska and Alzak, they're telling her, we're married. She's totally freaking out. Urza's like, you're married? Oh, crap. And that they have a child and everything, and so on and so forth. Everybody's having a good time. Pretty much that's what's going on. And Lucy's thinking about this, and she realizes, she's wondering how things have gone with her and everything else. And with that, somebody decides to show up. Lamia Scale, Toby, Terry, guy Yuza, and of course, Leon. So they all show up. Interesting scene. I laughed when I saw this. I was laughing my ass off. Leon was looking at Julia, and she was like, she's pressed, he's going away, and she's like, no, and everything. It was just a crazy scene when they showed up. And then there's an interesting part in this and I'm not sure if this was in the manga. I'm not sure. This might be filler. But then again, I think it was in the manga. Chapter. Jura starts talking to Makarov, and at the same time, Leon, he's talking to Gray, and Alzak and Biska, they're talking to Urza, and they're all talking about the same thing. They're talking about Jiao. And I think Leon, he starts talking to Gray about Merity and Ultir. And this is obviously about the new guild. Crime, whatever they called it. I forgot the name they called it. Crime, whatever. And that's what had transpired there. Meanwhile, what's happening is Lucy then decides to go back to her apartment to see what happened. And she's acquired, 8 million, what was it, 2,880,000 jewel rent for 7 years over a course. And that's when she's like, she's freaking out, and she has to go to find her father to just get some money. And that's when Natsu and Happy decides to tag along. So she goes to where he works at the Love and Lucky Merchant Guild. And that's when we find out something very sad. She finds out that he died last month. And then as they're walking by, these girls are talking. After they find that out, they're walking by, and these girls are talking about, I hate my father, and then Natsu gets like, Argh! And then Lucy tells them, don't, it's alright, and Happy's like, are you gonna be okay? She says, I'll be fine. It's like, for some reason, my tears won't come out. She's saying that there's some reason the tears won't come out. While this is going on, there's also a scene with Twilight Ogre. Oh, this was awesome. Makarov's trying to be calm and cool about this. He's like, easy does it. Talking about that. Oh, we're just planning our money, how we're going to pay you back eventually. It's like, the master of Twilight Ogre's like, you hurt a few of my members. This is bullshit. He starts having a fight with him. And that's when Makarov starts growing huge. And then you get Urza. This evil aura just seeping out of Urza and Vera Jade. And they're just like... And Urza's got the purgatory armor on. And Vera Jade is just freaking... They're looking at them saying, you'll pay for the 7 years of turmoil you gave to our guild. This whole destruction, banging in the guild hall and everything. And then, and that's what happens there. Meanwhile, we see Natsu walking by, and he's like, out of zone because of what happened with Lucy. Eventually, and then we see Lucy, and she's sitting down in a park, and she sees everyone's with their fathers and everything, what have you. And the landlady shows up and grabs her and drags her and throws her into a room. And she sees and she tells her, I've been cleaning this room for like every week since you've been gone. And there's something on the table you need to look at. So she looks on the table. Anybody who's seen the manga knows what's on that table. It's presents. Presents from her father. And she sees this one letter, and he's talking about, dear daughter, how you've been. I know you were disappeared. I know you'll have so on and so forth. And he says he's going to go out west, and then she's just crying. And I have to agree with Fernando. The animation in this episode was fucking amazing. Just tremendously great. And then Natsu and Happy come back, and he says, oh, give her time, because she just got that letter that she opened. The entire debt of her rent was paid off by her father. And then during this time when she's crying her eyes out and everything, Natsu and Happy leave, but then he come back and he says, Lucy, we have a job. And without even a second's thought, Lucy wipes her tears off and he says, I'm coming. And they go off to do a job. And she's basically saying, I'm going to move forward and everything. Interesting thing, when I took a look at Benevol's review on this, he was talking about how well developed Lucy's character is. I want to say, to a degree, yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, as far as female characters are concerned, she's one where, she has her moments where she just, tough times, her father died, she's crying, but you know what? I'm going to move forward. That's basically what she did. And I agree with you. This episode was pretty good. Pretty sad. Pretty sad time. Lucy, that scene with Lucy was sad. I was like, wow. Pretty sad stuff. And obviously next week's a filler. I'm gonna review it anyway. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna review it anyway. It's a filler. But this was a good episode. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. No. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was very good. I liked how they did the whole thing with Lucy and her crying and everything. That was really top notch. I enjoyed it a lot. But what were your guys' thoughts? Episode 124, Fairy Tail. 7-year gap. But like I just said, next week's filler, it seems to be some kind of dance, if I'm not mistaken. Some kind of dance. They're going to some dance, and there's a scene with Lucy, and I think like Natsu, kind of. I don't know. But this is just probably just going to be one episode filler. I don't think they're going to go into do too much fillers here. Might be one, might be two, but it's probably like one or two. And that's going to be it. The Fairy Tail, they do not drown with fillers. They're very precise on it. Which I kind of like. So, this has been Bonkai922. See you guys later. And look forward to unboxings on Tuesday. Look forward to it. See you guys later.